Disconnect the negative post of your battery, not the positive post. That would be too dangerous. This takes a 10mm wrench to loosen the bolt and just put it someplace where it won't touch the post of the battery again. On the inside, remove the spare change holder, and behind it you will find the fuses. You want to take out the 15 amp fuse, right there. I've already removed it, but it's below 2 7.5s, and it's the last one on the right hand side. It's a 15. Take that one out. That's the SRS airbag fuse. Once you've disconnected your battery, on the steering wheel, on each side, there is a small cap. Right there. See that? And you just take a small screwdriver, there's a little tab, and that pops out. Be sure to save that. You need to put that back on when you're finished. On the inside, if I can get in there, is a bolt, and that's a Torx bolt. And the size on that Torx bolt is a T30. So you need a T30 to take that bolt out. It just fits right down inside there, and then just, it's not very tight, but it is snug in there, so just remove that counterclockwise, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. On mine, we have the deluxe radio. So on the left-hand side, you have the controls for volume, mute, and so on. If you don't have this, then you would just have another little cover with the Torx bolt on the inside. But this one, like I said, is the deluxe model. So there's one screw that holds this in, and it's right there, and that is a Torx T15. That screw comes out. I can get that out of there now. Okay, so that comes out, and then this portion, it just pops off. It just slides out, and then you can see down inside there the other T30 Torx bolt. You take that one out, and with those, they don't come completely out. They're in a plastic holder sort of thing. So just go counterclockwise, get them out as far as you can until you feel that it's starting to that it's no longer holding. And once you've done that, then you can just come to the airbag, and it just wiggles out of there. Those two bolts hold it in. That's all that holds it in. When it comes out, there's going to be a cable that's attached to it, so you just set that aside. I just left it inside the steering wheel there while I worked on it. After you've removed the airbag carefully, on each side you will see retainers. There are 4 bolts, top and bottom, left and right. Here and here. Remove those 4 bolts, and then on the left side the entire unit will come out. These are the same size Torx bolts that we use to unscrew on each side of the steering wheel yoke. So we're just going to put this in here, and then we unscrew it. Come off fairly easy. We take off the top, we take off the bottom screw. They both come out, and this entire piece will come out of here. And the top piece is just, you set that aside with the 2 screws, and then the bottom piece is what we're going to work on. On the right side, there is a wire that holds it. That's the horn wire. These just come out like this. And underneath each one of these is a clip. like this. There's one on this side, and there's one on this side. They're identical to one another. You take those out, and on the inside, there are metal contacts on each end, so we rotate it. And then on the bottom, there's another set of contacts. Those are dirty. Clean those up. I use a small file, just polish them up. And then I use a tuner cleaner, and I just cleaned up the whole thing because there was a little bit of rust on this metal part here. So clean those up. After you've cleaned them up, you simply put the two bolts, one on the top, one on the bottom, back on the gray metal piece on top of the other gray metal piece. And you'll notice that in between there's some spacers right in here. So we're going to screw those down, and you'll see that we haven't screwed them in, but what we've done is move them into where that little space area is. So it'll close most of it up. Okay, so we've put the screws down most of the way. They'll only go so far, and then they won't turn anymore because this is just keeping a space in between these two. See, when you press down on the horn ring, which is the airbag, it makes contact on these. It's not screwed down right now, so that's why it's not making the contact, but that one does. You can see that one a little bit better. So when we screw these in here to where they were before, well, then you'll do the other side exactly the same way. There's no difference except for the one piece of wire that is connected on this side. So now we tighten them up. Again, these are Torx bolts. And I just make it snug. I'll do the bottom one here. Okay, takes that out, and then we're ready to put the airbag back in. And we want to make sure that our screws here, these do not come out, of course. We just push them back out so they'll be out of the way. Same one on this side. Just push them back a little bit. They're held in place by a little piece of plastic. And then we set the airbag right inside. There we go. Pops right into place. Alright. When we go to tighten these down, you need to give these a little push, because remember that we set them in that plastic to get them out of the way. So you just give them a little push inward, and then you can start turning the bolts. And finally, we put back the little button here. Well, yeah, that's that one right there. It just pops right in there. No big deal. On the opposite side, we have the little controls for the stereo system, so that just slides back in place there. And there is a screw. I'm having trouble with the lighting here. There. That little screw right there. That holds this piece on and covers up the left side bolt for this. And that should be the same Torx. There's one screw that holds it on. This one's labeled a T5. So we're just going to tighten that puppy up. And then we have to put the fuse back. I can hold the camera and do this too, so. I'll get the lighting here right in a minute. Okay, so on the far right, you see that 15. I put it in upside down, but that doesn't make any difference. So it's back in place, and that's on the bottom right-hand side. The blue one is 15. That is the multitude of things, but it's primarily for the airbags and the cigar lighter. So we restore the cup holder, I'm sorry, the change holder. So after we replace the fuse and the change holder and the wife's change, I've now reconnected the battery, putting the negative cable on the negative post. And now we're going to go in and see if I've done it right. Key in. I guess we don't need that. We just need to blow the horn. Yep, so it works. So I've done it right. So anyway, that's the lesson. Don't forget to reset your power door. And if you have a power moonroof, don't forget to set that. Instructions are in your owner's manual. And thanks for watching. Hope this helped somebody else, because I sure couldn't find a video to help me.